more that I come in here every day, I feel like I'm learning something. I'm growing, I'm evolving as not only a student, but as a person.
Every single day, we're always learning something new.
I like learning because it gives you more opportunities for the future, and it just makes you happier.
How do we prepare our students for the future that they're going to not just encounter, but they're going to create?
Every day is really fun. It's really, really fun.
Our world is rapidly changing, and education must keep up by undergoing a transformation of its own to equip our students with the skills, creativity, collaboration, critical thinking to not just survive, but blossom.
It's encouraging to see education changing. I think it needs to change, and I think teachers and principals are craving that change.
It takes more time and more effort, but it's worth it when you see what the kids get out of it.
At Sharp Middle School in Pendleton County, we are all about deeper learning.
Deeper learning is thriving throughout our region, with examples of each of the 6 competencies on display. To master course content in Pendleton County, science literally comes to life in an outdoor classroom.
We're doing a butterfly garden in there, and then once all of the plants grow, you can see how it affects all of the animals and what kind of plants will sprout up and what kind of animals will also appear with that.
At Erpenbeck Elementary in Boone County, students learned all about how the unsinkable ship sank in the Atlantic and opened their own business, a lemonade stand, to fight pediatric cancer.
You get to experience what everybody else experienced on the Titanic, like you're in that year of 1912.
I knew that I was doing good because we were helping kids that needed money to help them from the cancer and help doctors get a cure.
In Southgate, they built a real habitat for lizards.
It was important so we can see if the lizard could live. And we farmed leaves, soil, a little bit of mulch, some rocks.
That helps so much because then they make connections on their own. Then they're like, oh wait, this rock isn't big enough for a lizard to heat up its cold-blooded body. So we need to get a bigger rock for the lizard.
Working together, having good people skills is so important for the kids.
In Lewis County, it's all about connecting the academic standards to their own lives and their own experiences, solving real-world problems in the process, both in groups and on field trips.
How I know that I'm successful in class is my teachers tell me good job a lot, and they tell me what I do good on.
The best learning experience I've had this year has come in writing. She taught us how to write an introduction paragraph using HCAT, body paragraphs using the strategy Oreo, and conclusion paragraph using TAC. She's also taught us how to take quotes directly from the text correctly and put it into our own writing.
To think critically and solve complex problems, Sarah List, a science teacher at Camp Ernst Middle School, stresses that learning is a lifelong journey.
I try to tell these kids I haven't stopped school. I'm still in school. I should have been a doctor.
Students use the engineering design process to solve complex problems and learn life skills in a place fittingly called the Collaboratory.
Collaboration skills, learning to talk, learning to write with each other, communicate their ideas, understand that failure is okay, failure is important, that's how we learn.
And I try to focus more on inquiry-based learning so that I'm not really giving them all the content and the knowledge at first.
Instead, in Greenup County, students investigate with their hands and pursue hypotheses, often with the light bulb literally going off in an electronics unit.
My favorite learning experience was probably snap circuits because you don't realize that you're learning and you're having so much fun that you don't realize that you're learning, and it is a very good experience when you go to college and high school.
They learn to critically think. If you don't always just bail them out, let them dig into it. Let them believe and let them know that you believe that they can be successful. And once they get that, they build confidence, which is so important.
They like drama. So it's authentic for them because they're doing something that they like. They completed something all on their own.
To work collaboratively, students took center stage in Lincoln Overby's 5th grade social studies class at Ewing Elementary School to showcase just how much they learned about the American Revolution.
To know if you're successful, you just really need to 100% know what you're actually talking about.
So far, my best learning experience was an academic team when I got to compete against other schools, and it helped me realize the value of competition and trying to do your best.
To communicate effectively, Cooper High School students link literature with writing, art, and public speaking.
I'm not really good with public speaking, so it was like a really good learning experience for me to be more comfortable in front of my peers.
Jocelyn Sipple learned sometimes the best way to grow is to leave one's comfort zone.
Now that I know how speeches are gonna work, I'm gonna be able to do it in college more.
At Mary A. Getz Elementary School in Ludlow, the performing arts come to life, as do a celebration of our differences, as students delivered a production in both Spanish and sign language.
They're ready for learning, their voices are warmed up, their bodies are warmed up, and they have a communication tool that could be used for anyone who is familiar with or is in need of the use of American Sign Language.
You may not be able to answer every single section of your crimes handout. Fill in all the parts that you can.
Students in Bellevue are reading Shawshank Redemption and studying famous prison escapes, all the while getting a choice from their teacher to demonstrate that they know the content.
I just wish that every teacher gave kids a choice, because I think it makes such an impact on the classroom overall. I think a lot of people here do, which is why I like being at Bellevue so much.
One of the things I did with one of my classes this year is I had them fill out an effort tracker.
Every week for 6 weeks, Brian Toll put his Southgate students in charge of evaluating their effort to see if their grades and overall understanding improved.
To my surprise, thankfully, all grades were brought up, I think, because not only could the students see their effort, but they were accountable for their own learning.
In Carroll County, setbacks lead to comebacks, and misconceptions become opportunities for growth, as Mandy Young continuously seeks out feedback from her 6th grade math students.
If we use feedback and use it correctly, then we're going to get more than 1 year's growth from our students. So feedback is embedded to every one of my lessons because we need to grow our students.
And with the sources, they did give a minimum of 2. They actually did 3. All of them were used appropriately.
And in Kenton County, students grade one another and issue constructive feedback and lead the conversation on their peers' classwork.
At Southgate, we are all about deeper learning.
And it starts at Southgate with developing academic mindsets, with electives such as social-emotional learning.
And so basically, I feel like when we did that, that really helped us, we learned a lot from it about ourselves, and it just helped us know more and engage in our own feelings. And I think that was really helpful.
In Grant County, learning involves lab coats, eye protection, microscopes, and collaboration to answer real-world questions. Do the cells they're studying closely show evidence of cancer?
It's more of having a successful lab and realizing that you were able to find the answers.
This is actually one of my favorite class of the year because of the opportunities we get to do like this and stuff like this. I'm more of a tactile learner, so I feel like I learn better doing hands-on and I process information better than just sitting down and taking notes or something like that.
And it's not even just only about the grade, but it's about the knowledge that I'm intaking to be able to progress my future and be able to take that knowledge with me to the next level.
And I always give them the opportunity to choose how they are going to express themselves through their learning, by maybe creating their own video via Flipgrid, or by creating their own poster or slideshow, or even just a document.
These are just glimpses, pictures of deeper learning, and not the whole portrait of the great work going on throughout public education in Northern Kentucky. But people are noticing that it matters.
I think school is interesting because I learn so many things, and I may not show it, but I'm actually very grateful that we have school because I can put things to use that maybe could come in handy in the future and learn new skills.
We hope you have a great summit.